least the thing that can pull me out isn't out of fuel. Now that would be a tricky situation. Welcome to the video, welcome to the channel, and welcome back to the pond improvement project. Now this is the pond we built, I believe it was last year. And this was all wooded and a whole bunch of debris that's been left to rot here over the years. We're trying to get this all cleaned up, a little bit more presentable, and trying to get it staged because at some point in the future, this is going to become a borrow pit for a large dirt project I have in front of the house. We last left you with these brush piles, so I want to try to get these pushed together and consolidated. There's one more over there as well. And then we had the last strip of trees we got to get cleared out and some stumps. We've got all these stumps we've got to do something with. And they're not going in the pond. A lot of people suggested that for habitat, and stumps make great habitat, but we spent a lot of money digging that pond out. I really don't want to fill it back in. So we got to figure out something to do with these stumps. Let's get the 555 fired up and see what she's got. It is still pretty muddy from that heavy rain we got, so we're not going to do a tremendous amount of dirt work up on that bank like we'd like to, but at least we can get all this cleaned up and ready for when we do have a good day to do some dirt work. My two biggest fears when using a machine to push a pile together: a hose blowing and spraying hydraulic fluid on and then catching the whole machine on fire, or getting stuck in the mud right next to the burn pit. That is burning great. Make no mistake, burning brush is a good way to burn a machine down. We're really trying not to do that today. Let's see if we had the same luck with this one. This will take longer to kick up because it's a bunch of wet, punky wood. But it's all on top now, or a lot of it's on top. That heat will get up, dry everything out. She'll burn down, and we'll do it again. So it's the following morning, and it rained pretty hard last night. Pond's filled up to its maximum level, which it doesn't fluctuate much. Even when it stays pretty dry, it still stays pretty full. But it is topped off, which is good. See if we can get this pushed back together. Looks like there's still a pretty good amount of heat in there. Let's look at this one. This one doesn't look like there's a whole heck of a lot of heat coming out of here. I don't see any heat. I'm not quite as optimistic about this one. Oh God, oh, we're sliding. Oh, she's slippery. It's pretty saturated down in there. I think the rain came off the hill and just filled up the bottom side of her. We'll shove her down there, see if we can't stir anything up, but if not, we'll just leave her be and let everything dry out for the future. Oh, hot, hot, hot. There's some heat down here, okay. Oh, we got something to work with. Not a lot, but it's there. It's apparent that I forgot to charge that battery last night. You'd think I have more than one, and I do, but they're all dead. That is the downfall of the electric chainsaws. You forget to charge your batteries. I'm gonna shove some sticks down here just to keep her going, throw that on charge, and I bet And after just shoving some sticks down there, this thing started to kick up on its own too. So let me feed this some more. She'll be rip-roaring in no time now. All right. Let's go start taking the last of the trees down. So we got this last line of trees right here. A couple small ones and a couple decent sized trees on the far end. It's all gonna go onto this pile. I'm hoping we can do all this work from the road we're walking on. It's still quite a bit of a muddy mess up there, and if we get the backhoe up there, it's too heavy. We're gonna sink, and I mean, it'll make a good video, but we won't get a whole lot done. So I'm hoping we can work from the chert, pull this stuff down and get it there, and then maybe start picking some of that trash out as well. So the extended hoe is working. Some people have been asking if it's been working. I need to grease that boom up just a little bit. But it does work. I'm gonna go ahead and get this smaller stuff that's on the road uphill and on the fire, and then we can start with those trees. I'm sizing it up right, and if we can steer it, hopefully we can drop that top right on that fire and maybe chainsaw it and consolidate it. That would be pretty handy. I've had a few people ask, so I'll walk you through the thought process of how I like to push trees over. I'm going to add this disclaimer. I'm not telling you this is how it should be done. I'm not saying it's the safest way or the best way. I'm just saying it's the way I've been doing it for years, whether it's with an excavator or now with a backhoe. But I'll walk you through my thought process. First step is just obviously size up, make sure the top's not dead. If the top's dead and you slam into it, it can fall back on me. It's really kind of unpredictable, so I got to be real careful with dead tops and make sure it's not attached to any of the trees, especially where we live with all the grapevines. So luckily this one's out in the open, so we're not tied to anything else. But if it's tied to something and I'm not paying attention, especially if it's tied to another dead top, and I go to push, it's going to pull that dead top over on whatever I'm running, which doesn't always necessarily end up well. It doesn't take a lot of tree to cause a lot of damage. And for me, the next step is the test push. Sometimes trees are just ready to go and you don't have to do a whole lot of digging. But if I don't have to waste time digging, I'm always going to take a couple seconds and just see if she's ready. I'm watching for movement at the base. See what she does. I don't have any movement down low and the trees are just bending, so we're gonna have to dig the roots a little bit. I try to do it in as few moves as possible, so we'll dig down both sides, then we'll reposition and dig down that side, and then we'll try to push. And then I just did another test push before I took the time to reposition to dig that last little section out. Just did another test push, see if we could break it loose. It's broken loose. I am going to slide over just a little bit though, so I can push it closer towards the fire. I did change my mind on the push though. I'm not going to push it onto the fire because it's going to be difficult to stand inside the fire and cut things up. So we're going to try to go just to the left of it, and I think it'll be dry enough in here by now I can get the 755 in this part to get things over there. Splitting that stump isn't the most desired outcome, but that'll be all right. I'll come down this way, see if we can't roll her out of there. That's my beaver impression. This will make cleanup pretty easy for us though. Check back in on this one real quick. Oh, she's looking good. That's hot. Very hot. gonna want to stand up on me once I cut that off. And I can't access that real well with the forks on the 755 anyway. So let's just see if we can't get that pulled up here where it needs to be. Move this out of the way. Oh yeah? We were under plumb out of fuel, boys. All right. Going really well. At least the thing that can pull me out isn't out of fuel. Now that would be a tricky situation, you know. At least let's see, there's something. Oh, at least we got a pile of rocks. Yeah, we got that going. Nice rocks too. Hello, hot toad. Hopefully no snakes. Years ago, you made that choice. Deal with my shenanigans.
What do you want me to do? Lift it up?
Yeah, I want you to lift it up. You get on that side, I'll get on this side. Just pick it up. I'm going to try to pull her backwards. I don't know if that's got enough power, and I ran out of fuel in the backhoe, so I was going to get fuel. Yeah, I guess I get a shovel, dig up behind him, back tires, and
good thing I bought all them new shovels at that yard sale.
what a treat.
What a treat.
So we're just going to pull from the roadside with the truck. It's got plenty of power. It could probably just pull that tractor off. Oh, sorry about that. I kicked you, fellas. It could probably just pull it out without it even running. But in the effort of not tearing up anything more than we already have, which I'm 99% sure the air rushing sound was a valve stem being ripped off, I'm gonna have Chelsea come down, hop in the truck, run it, and I'll run the tractor, and out we go. Looked everything over real well. I don't see anything got ripped off, which is the worry when you get mud all the way up to the bottom of the belly pan where everything's, you know, supposed to run and stay intact. Everything looks good, and there was there was air rushing out of that rear right tire. The valve stem must just been really close to ripping off because there's nothing coming out of it now and it's holding there. It needs a little bit. It lost some, but it's silent. So maybe we got lucky. Yeah, a fella could use a little luck every now and then. Shut it off in time and we don't have to bleed the lines. Fingers crossed, we'll just top her off and then we'll be ready to go. So I actually ran into, when I went down to get the fuel, I ran into Dirt Perfect and talked to him for a little bit. It's been a few weeks since I've talked to him because we've been out of the country. I was talking to him about a few things. He's got some really cool things coming up on his channel, and I cannot wait to see how they turn out. But he's also got a bunch of IBC totes down there that he said I could have one of them. We're gonna put this inside an IBC tote and then try to build some shelving so I can have this, grease gun, and grease tubes, and some miscellaneous tools all in an ICB tote. Did I mention it's an IBC tote? So it's all protected, and I got everything I need: grease, fuel, starting fluid, penetrating fluid, some random tools, everything I need that whenever I take it with me and set it down where I'm working, I got everything I need. Repetitive, this section. Very repetitive. Let's see if she'll just purr with a little cranking, huh? Nope, nope. Like that, like that. Oh, I left the master on. Good, that's smart. Bleed some things, I guess. Okay, this is fine. Everything's fine. It's all fine. Just going line by line in here. Can you see it? Right there. They're not terribly bad accessible from the outside. Get a wrench on them pretty easy. That's the first one. Move on to the second one. I don't know if I can do her one-handed, fellas. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Do it. Yeah. If a fella's got two people, I find it's a little bit better if you crank, let it come out, and then tighten it down while the fuel is flowing. But my arm's not that long. Fuel gauge doesn't work on here. I've been thinking about just getting like a good old float style, like on the cap. You put the cap in, the cap's got the float built into it. It'd be better than nothing, a quick reference, if you will. And if you're thinking, I bet he doesn't do that again, I bet I do. I bet I do. I bet this isn't the only time I run this thing out of fuel. At least I got a pretty pond to look at, huh? Beautiful day out. All right, let's see what she does here for us. This pile's burnt down really well. Considering everything that's in it, let's take that, try to get her twisted and situated. The fact I can just throw stuff like this on here and it ends up burning down to nothing really speaks to the heat of this. We'll probably check on these just a couple more times. I'm gonna park this for the night. Chelsea wanted to grill out tonight, and I'm not saying no to that. I'm not doing it. That is what we are left with on this one. I'm hoping there's still a little bit of heat. I'm just going to throw this together one more time and this will be done. You can see she's already smoking up. That'll be down to nothing here in just a few minutes. Let's check the other one over here and see where we're at. See if there's any heat left in this one. Got my Crocs on for safety. That seems stable. Oh yeah. And that one's smoking too, so same with that. Won't be too long and she'll be cooking up good and hot too, which is good because we do have some more to burn. This pile over here is going to remain the main burn pile for the rest of this project. That pile there was pretty much just convenience, being close proximity to the trees. And the good news is everything is drying out really, really well, which is awesome because that means I'm coming down today. We're going to dig this row out. We're going to get those stumps moved up out of the way. We're going to get that bank finished up the way we wanted it. That ditch cleaned out and flowing the way it needs to flow again. And keep going on this project. I hope you guys are enjoying this pond project content. It won't be long. Probably a couple more videos. We'll have this polished up, seeded in straw, and then we'll be out back to my brother's place working on that, getting that road in and that culvert in, and then it's going to be back on the YouTube yacht doing some excavation and starting the framing of the upper level. So lots of great stuff coming. I cannot thank you guys enough. I truly can't. I know I give you a hard time. I know we joke back and forth and we have a lot of fun with it, but honestly, I'm incredibly humbled by how supportive you guys are of this channel, and I can't say thank you enough. I truly can't. So I'll say it one more time just to be sure, but thank you for watching, and I hope I'm lucky enough to catch you on the next one.